Amanda, she is awesome. She is a really strong young woman in her decision making. She's like one of the coolest people I know. I love Amanda. She was premature by a few weeks.
Amanda was due on July 4th, and on May 16th, Amy went into premature labor. We had some friends over, and she wasn't feeling well, and said, "Okay," shooed my friends away, and we went to the hospital, and they stopped the labor and then put Amy on bed rest. So she was due on July 4th, and May 16th, Amy went into labor, and then so Amy was on bed rest until Amanda decided to come, which then was June 8th. So she came right in between.
Well, I was at the hospital with my brand new Harley at the time, and I remember there was some difficulty with the pregnancy, so we were all worried about that. And I was there with Robert and Amy, of course. And then when she was born, she was a color. I don't know if it was blue or something, just for a little while.
It was stressful because my daughter had issues a month previous to her birth, and she was almost born very premature. And so that month in between that and her actual birth was quite stressful. And so the day of the birth, too, we didn't know exactly what was going to happen. And it went well. She was born, we were all relieved, and she was a beautiful little child. She did have problems.
We had some issues with her for about the first week of her life. She had some heart concerns. She had pneumonia. She was in the special care nursery for a week after she was born. But she was strong right from the beginning, just the strongest little baby. She has a strong constitution. She's very stubborn. And you could see that, right away.
A few weeks of pretty scary stuff, and then everything, kind of started to turn and was all positive after that.
Later, that all went away, and she was perfect.
She just kind of was in control of the whole house. She bossed her dad around. She was very sassy. She would kind of just tell us what to do.
Very, very sweet, but with me, she was very sassy. So we used to joke, or Amy used to joke, and she'd say, like, "I don't imagine anybody telling you what to do, but Amanda has no problem telling you what to do." She just bosses you around, and that's kind of her character. So
my name is Zaina.
Zaina.
Yep. And I've known Yiad for the longest time. He's the youngest. He's the youngest of my nephews and nieces. Okay. So he was actually the youngest of the kids before my kids were born. So everybody, he was considered to be the youngest of the family, very well pampered a little bit, I would say. He was really, really very much loved by my mom. And he was like her favorite, I would say.
Growing up was full of energy, as you may have heard the rumor. He's lots of energy, jumping around and
jumping from one sofa to another, from one couch to another. He visited the ER 3 times, 3 years in a row. He would bring laughter and joy and smiles to every room he was in.
He was a handful when he was younger, but he was just full of life and really soaked in all the different things we did. He's amazing.
The one that she would kill me, it's one that stands out just in my memory, and it's a very good memory. Is we were doing potty training, and she had an accident, and she came out. She was supposed to be potty trained at this point, and she came out and told me that I needed to go get the cleaners and go clean it up. So she had an accident on the floor. She came in and told me it was my job, basically go clean it up. And I said, "No, you're going to clean it up." So I gave her the stuff. And that was a really good example of how she was very loving, but pretty sassy. So
Yiad once, and this is a story I was told, I didn't witness it firsthand. So Yiad left the classroom once, and he sat on a bench in the playground, and he was watching a basketball. He was always into sports when he was a kid. And he was sitting there, and the principal happens to pass by, and she asks him, "Yiad, what are you doing outside?" you should be in your classroom. And he looked at her, this tiny little thing, and he tells her, you know what, you go ahead and I will follow you. And just he sat there, continued watching the game.
When he called me back around 2020, I want to say, right after the pandemic kicked off, and he's like, yeah, I'm very interested in moving to the States, and I see my future in the US, and I want to move and continue my education in the States. And then I was like, yeah, for sure. If this is something you want, I definitely support you. We started talking about different schools, different programs. And then that's all during the pandemic, right? And yeah, he applied and started his undergrad here. And I remember it was like, there weren't a lot of flights coming from Lebanon to Europe to the States. So it was like one flight from Frankfurt to Chicago. And I'm like, don't worry about it. I'll be there. And so I ended up driving, met him at the airport in Chicago in the middle of the pandemic. So everyone was freaking out about COVID. So I like bought this kind of like a film to separate him from like the back of the car and where he sat versus where I was sitting. And then I felt like he was a little bit like a dog. I left food for him in the car, there was some snacks, and then we made it all the way back to Ann Arbor. So yeah, it was interesting times.
So she was single. He was single. I think it might have, it was during COVID. So it's hard to meet people, obviously, during COVID when you can't go out. And Amanda was living in an apartment with her friend Stephanie, and she was working and single. And there was a girl, a woman that she worked with that I guess was friends with Yiad and some of his friends, and it was through this friend that she kind of connected them.
So he told me that he met Amanda and he was going out on a date, and he was very excited, so I could tell that he was very excited.
I remember him and I were at Home Goods, and he was like, oh, I'm going to be going out with, somebody new I met. And we're like, okay. He's like, should I get her something on the first date or not? I'm like, yeah, sure. It would be nice. It's, nothing really. Let's just pick something that isn't, not too much, but a little bit, nicer. And I don't honestly remember what we end up getting there, but he was going to see her. And I think she had COVID.
But what was so cute about it was they connected, I think, through texting, and they were going to go out. And I think he got COVID first, so they had to reschedule. Then she got COVID, but I knew he was a good guy when he got her food and he left it by her door. And then their first date was he went and got restaurant food. He delivered it at her door. He took his home. She got hers, and they ate dinner over Zoom.
He really, I think, when he met her, he wanted to do things right, because I think he really, really liked her, from the moment he met her, and he wanted to make sure that he's just like doing all the right things. So he's like, should I do this? Should I get her a gift? Should I do this? He's always asking what does he really should do to impress her? So, which was really very sweet.
And a couple of months afterwards, he was like, hey, Amanda and I have been talking. Maybe we'll join you guys on the trip to New York. I said, yeah, of course. It was like maybe 3 months into them dating. And I said, yeah, if she feels comfortable meeting your family on a long weekend. And he was like, yeah, we're interested, blah, blah, blah. And I said, yeah, of course.
And I really like the guy. I mean, he's an amazing guy. He just flat is. He's hardworking, well-educated, got a great family. He's a good-looking guy. Loves Amanda to death. She loves him to death. So it's a perfect, as far as I'm concerned, it's about a perfect match,
I kind of figured it was coming because he was, he was kind of trying to get some time with me. Could we go hunting, do something, and it just wasn't working out. And then they were over, and I ordered a pizza, I guess, and said I'd go get a pizza, and he had said, okay, he'll go with me to go get a pizza. Didn't really say much all the way to the pizza place. We get there, he says I'll go in and get it, which was was really nice. He's a great kid, and he I guess it wasn't ready, and he came back out, got back in the truck, and we're just sitting in the parking lot. And so then he starts this, I've been kind of wanting to talk to you about something, and and he, he's kind of beating around the bush a little bit, and then he worked all the way through it, and all the things he said were, the things a dad would like to hear, I suppose. But it was in a pizza parking lot.
They're both old souls. I think they both know what they want out of life, and I think that they figured out pretty quickly that they could see a future together. And he proposed to her in December. I think it was December 2nd.
And you knew, I guess you had to know when this was happening.
We knew it was happening. She knew a proposal was coming, but she didn't know when.
We knew that Yiad was going to propose at some point in time. But he's also the kind that, goes with the flow, right? That's the kind of, at least that's how I see him. And, I invited her family over for dinner. It was supposed to be a dinner. And then Yiad says, you know what? I think I'm going to propose on that day.
Okay, one thing about Amanda is she's very impatient and she doesn't like surprises. So that is hard when you're trying to plan a proposal for poor Yiad. But long story short, I think she knew they were going to get engaged. She just didn't know the details. She had not picked out her ring. She had shown him what she liked. Well, he ended up getting the ring, and long story short, again, I felt bad for him, but it was delivered to a place somewhere in Lansing. He didn't know it had been delivered. All of a sudden, I think he got a notification that if he didn't go pick up this package, they were going to send it back. So he kind of panicked, but I believe they were on their way. I think it might have been Thanksgiving. They were on their way here. So he had to come up with a story about a package he was picking up without letting her know it was the ring. And so it was crazy. But he went and got the package. I think he told her a story about it, like it was for his brother-in-law's sister or something. And he gets it, and Amanda, being curious and wanting to know what's going on, saw the package. I think she might have seen it was addressed to him or something, so she didn't believe the story. Long story short, she figured out it was the ring. So now she knows he has the ring, but she didn't look at the ring, but I think she was dying inside, like wondering when is he gonna propose to me?
I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, I think I'm gonna propose on the day we're having dinner, but it won't be during the dinner, it would be before the dinner. And, they were gonna, he planned it with her brother.
So there is an arboretum in Ann Arbor. And Yiad had told me that he wanted to propose to Amanda. He talked to my parents about it, and I knew about it, and we all knew about it except Amanda. And he said he wanted to propose to her in the Ann Arbor Arboretum. And then following that, they had a dinner celebration that was close by at Yiad's relative's house. And so, yeah, it was really cool.
Oh my God, I have to turn this dinner invite into an engagement celebration.
But I guess as the story goes, Amanda took an extra long time to do her hair. So by the time they actually got there, it was dark out.
He told her, hey, let's just go for a quick walk there before we go to the dinner. And I think she thought, oh, that's kind of weird. It's kind of cold, but okay, I'll go along with it. But it was getting dark, and I think he was thinking we have to leave before it gets dark because he was going to walk her down to the river to propose to her.
Me and Amy had to just kind of wait and see, what was going on. But, the phones have all the trackers and everything. And I don't know if you heard that part of the story, but we knew Zach was there. We knew what was going on with Yiad. We knew that we had kind of a family dinner over at his aunt's house after to kind of celebrate. But, Amanda, of course, didn't know this. And so we're kind of wondering what's going on. And Amy has the thing where you can see where your kids are on the phone. And so we could see where Amanda was, and we could see where Zach was, and we could kind of see them approaching, and then all of a sudden, so we're kind of watching this, in a way that you probably couldn't when I was a kid. Yeah.
We were like secretly texting, and he was with Amanda, and Amanda's perception of it was her and Yiad were gonna just walk through the park together and then go eat dinner at Zaina's house, and or John and Zaina's house. And so she had no idea that it was happening, and I texted him and he sent me a location where he wanted me to be, and I sat there and I put, what did I have? I had a hoodie, a jacket, pants, a face mask, and a beanie, and then my hood's up, so I was completely disguised, so that way I could sit at the location where he wanted to propose. And then I basically sat at a bench there with my disguise on so that she couldn't tell that it was me. And I sat there with my phone waiting.
Well, two dots with their pictures, right? And their pictures are merging, and and then all of a sudden they come together and we're like, oh, it must be happening right now.
And so I still got a video of them of him proposing, but it's pretty dark and blurry because by that point it was already, the sun had gone down.
How long were you waiting out there?
Probably an hour, maybe. Yeah, I think about an hour. Congratulations.
And we wait, and then all of a sudden you see Zach's kind of dot going away, like, okay, must have happened. But nobody.
How was it when they arrived at the party?
Well, but nobody knew like what happened, and his aunt had the house decorated, like congratulations, and she said yes, and all of this stuff. But nobody could get a hold of anyone, so it's like, well, did she say yes? Did he have, did he chicken out? Did he chicken out? So we didn't have any of those details. So at the last minute, there was a little bit of a panic of, what do we do if they show up at the house and it's all decorated and he didn't ask her, he chickened out or whatever. But of course, everything was fine. And they came to the house, and we all had nice meal.
So it was great. I cooked them a lot of Lebanese dishes that I think would be something new to them to taste. We had decorated this room. Actually, this is where their engagement party was. I mean, after the engagement party was, so after the engagement, and did more cooking that I would have done. Like I made more Lebanese stuff. I just wanted, it's the Lebanese way of welcoming people, to just basically provide, make sure that there's a lot of food, and introduce people to the culture and to the the traditional dishes. So I felt that I gotta up notch my game and make sure that there is
They came back and we had a really nice engagement party for them.
But it all worked out. Yeah, it all worked out just fine, and everybody
didn't call you or your mom.
Well, didn't call me. I think Amy finally, she was pulling up. They were kind of connecting or something. But yeah, it was all good.
I'm really super. I think they really. I mean, talking about the game that we played there, it was so evident that they know each other really well, and they're just sweet to each other. Which is not easy to. In my opinion. Right. It's not necessarily that easy to find a person that, you're just kind of felt, oh, they really are, their characters just are so compatible. Right. So I am super excited for them. I think, they're both so sweet to each other, and they really complement each other in terms of the personality styles. So I think they're going to have a great life together. So I'm super excited for them.
Oh, I'm very excited about it. I'm very happy. It's one of the happiest things that's happened in a while in our lives. It's I'm really anticipating it. I'm looking forward to it. I like talking about it. I think it's going to be absolutely beautiful.
Oh, it's been fun. We've had to rush. We haven't had a lot of time. You know, a lot of people. It was last December, so we went into rush mode. Partly because they want to get married. They don't want to wait. They're ready to start their future. She's working. He's going to graduate from grad school in December, I think. So they're ready to get started with their lives. So this is when they want to get married. They want to get married in the fall of 24. So we just had to just rush, go look at venues, but we've done it. We've got everything pretty much planned.
And I really appreciate how she, ever since I've met her up until now, she always sends me messages informing me of what Yiad is up to and what they're doing and sending me photos. I mean, I know about them from Amanda, not from Yiad, trust me. So I really, really appreciate this. And this shows how sweet she is and how caring and how much she wants me to feel involved, and I really do feel involved.
And I feel that these two people, when I look at them interacting, and I've even seen photos of them together, I see love. I think they truly, truly love each other. And it's wonderful to see two people in love like that be able to come together. And I hope that they have a wonderful life together.
We want to take this opportunity to wish you a life filled with happiness, with love, with lots and lots of love.
Yiad and Amanda, best wishes with your wedding and looking forward to your big day.
We love you guys.
Love you.
Yes, I missed talking about the teddy bear when I was by myself in the video. But I did remember after that when I came to the US, I got you this little teddy bear that I think you kept with you. And I remember your mom saying how much you cherish it. And I want to tell you that I love you very, very, very much, and you're very dear to my heart. And now Amanda is very dear to my heart too. And I wish you really the best. I have to go crazy, as you know, because I can't be serious. I really, really, really love you guys, and I wish you the best. Steven, your turn. Ah!
Congratulations, Yiad and Amanda. Really happy to have you guys. Have Amanda join the family, and we love your parents as well. So we're really happy to have this one big family united together. So
Yes,
we can't
we
wait
are.
to have all these ventures together.
Yes, we love you.
Love you.
Love you, love you, love you. Bye.